All right, so welcome to Unit 3, Part 4. We'll start talking about equations of a line. So in order to write non-vertical line equations, because remember a vertical line, if it's a vertical line, it's just x equals the x-intercept. So x equals whatever the x-intercept is. But if it's a non-vertical line, then we have what's called the slope-intercept form, where y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. And we also have what's called the point-slope form, where we take y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where x1 and y1 is any point on the line and m is the slope. So in this class, you will always start by writing the equation in point-slope form, then you convert it to slope-intercept form. So if it says in number 11, find the equation of a line with the slope equals to -6, and it contains the point -2, 6. Well, remember, first you put it in slope-intercept form. So here's our x1 and y1. So it's going to be y minus 6 equals -6 times x minus a -2, so plus 2. And then if you want to put it in slope-intercept form, you distribute the -6, and then you add 6. So it's y equals -6x minus 6. To graph it, the y-intercept is -6, so we'll plot the y-intercept of 0, -6. And then the slope is -6, so that means you'd either go down 6 and over 1 or up 6, 4, 5, 6, and to the left 1. Because remember, it's a negative slope, so this line should fall from left to right. So there's y equals -6x minus 6. Number 12, write the equation of a line whose slope is -3/5 and contains the point -10, 8. So once again, this is your x1 and y1. So you get y minus 8 equals -3/5 times x minus a -10, so it's plus 10. So then if you distribute -3/5 times 10 is -6, and then you add 8, so it's y equals -3/5 x plus 2. So 2 is the y-intercept, so 0, 2, and then -3/5 means you go down 3 and to the right 5. Plot the next point and draw the line. I missed. There you go. All right, so go ahead and try to write the equation of the line for the next two, and then it will check your answers. All right, so looking at 13, if you use the slope as 1/3 and the point 6, -3, you get y equals 1/3 x minus 5. And then for the last one, first you have to find the slope. So you find the slope as 3/2, and then you can use either point. I chose the first one. So it's y minus 9 equals 3/2 x minus 4. But let's say I chose the second one and went y minus 0 equals 3/2 x plus 2. You get y minus 0 equals 3/2 x plus 3. And then when you add 0, you still get 3/2 x plus 3. So either way, you end up with the same thing. All right. So go ahead and try the next couple and see 15 and 16, and then we'll go through the answers. All right, so if you look at the first one, number 15, when you find the slope at 0, so whenever the slope is equal to 0, it's a horizontal line. But you can do the point slope form and still figure out that the equation is going to be y equals -2. Because notice when you multiply by 0, everything cancels out on the right-hand side. So any horizontal line is always y equals, and whatever that y coordinate is, notice because it's the same, it's always -2. So for 16, you find the slope and you get 5, and then you pick one of the points and you distribute the 5 and you get y equals 5x plus 8. So 17 says write an equation of a line perpendicular to the line y equals 1/3 x plus 2 and goes through the point 1, 8. Well, notice in y equals 1/3 x plus 2, the slope is 1/3, which means the perpendicular slope is equal to -3. So you're going to use the perpendicular slope and this point and write your equation of the line. So you distribute, add 8, and it's y equals -3x plus 11. So that is the equation of the line that is perpendicular to y equals 1/3 x plus 2, but goes through 1, 8. All right, so then the next one, it says write the equation of the line parallel to y equals -3/5 x plus 2 and passes through the point 2, -1. Well, if the slope is -3/5, the parallel slope is also -3/5. So you go y plus 1 equals -3/5 times x minus 2, and then you distribute -3/5 times -2 is +6/5, and then you subtract 1, so it's y equals -3/5 x. Minus 1 is 5/5, so 6 minus 5 is +1/5. So there you go. All right, so like we've talked about, there's a special way to write horizontal and vertical line equations. Horizontal line is just y equals b, where b is the y-intercept, meaning basically the y coordinate. And vertical line is x equals a, where a is the x-intercept. So for example, if I say it's a vertical line passing through the point -7, 6, I look at the x-coordinate, and any vertical line is x equals whatever that x-coordinate is, -7. If it's a horizontal line and it passes through 3, -5, horizontal means y equals, and I look at the y-coordinate, and it's -5. All right, so now some word problems. So a car rental company charges $40 per day plus $100 deposit. Write an equation representing the total cost, C1, for days in use. So the cost is equal to $40 per day, so 40D, but plus the $100 deposit. So that's your equation. A second company charges $50 deposit, but $35 per day for use. So write an equation to represent the total cost C2 for days in use. So C2 is equal to $35 a day plus $50 for your deposit. If a person rents the car for 9 days, which company offers a better rate? So basically, C1 is equal to 40 times 9 plus 100. So 360 plus 100 is $460 for company 1. Company 2 is 35 times 9 plus 50. So 35 times 9, that's 315 plus 50 would be $365. So company 2 offers the better rate. All right. So you find the equation of a line. Actually, why don't you go ahead and do the last two, and then we'll go over the answers. All right. So looking at number 22, the slope is 3, the point is -2, 7. So you set it up and get y equals 3x plus 13. And then for 23, it says find the equation of a line perpendicular to -2, 7. So that means the perpendicular slope is 7/2. And then you use the point 5, -2, and you get y equals 7/2 x minus 39/2. Because -2 is -4/2. So the last one, remember you have to find the slope. So 11 minus 5 over 3 minus 1. So it's 6 over 2, which is 3. And then you can choose either point to make x1 and y1. So I'll choose the first one. So y minus 5 equals 3 times x minus 1. And then you just distribute and add the 5. So it's y equals 3x plus 2. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video, and then I'll see you next time.